Hello and welcome back to the Spiritual Shitshow. My name is Julie Wynn, and today I want to share a phrase that has completely changed the way I move through my life. It has changed how I give messages, how I receive messages, how I make decisions. And when my friend shared this phrase with me a couple years ago, I really didn't understand it. And now it's landing for me in such a deep way. I want to share it with you too. And the phrase is, the truth has 144 faces. The number matters because it's 12 times 12 is 144. And throughout spiritual traditions, I just said that like I'm drunk. Throughout spiritual traditions, 12 represents wholeness, completion, divine order, the 12 months, the 12 disciples, the 12 tribes, the zodiac. 12 is a number that points towards the bigger picture. And so when I hear 144, it reminds me, 12 times 12, 144, expansion. I hear expansion. I hear the reminder that there are far more perspectives available than the one I'm currently attached to. And that has become one of the most liberating ideas I am currently practicing. Because here's what I know about myself. I decide what things mean really fast. Somebody doesn't text me back, they're upset with me. A business opportunity falls through, I'm not good enough. Someone gives me feedback, I failed. I create the negative story almost instantaneously. And then I defend the story like it's the absolute truth. But what if it's just one face? I started imagining truth like a crystal. Have you ever picked up a crystal and turned it to the light? One tiny movement changes everything. The crystal didn't change. The light didn't change. Your perspective changed. And then I think about geometry. A cube from one angle looks flat. Turn it, now it's three-dimensional. Turn it again, and now you notice shadows you didn't see before. Turn it again, now there's depth. The object hasn't changed. You have. And I wonder if our lives are exactly the same. Maybe every experience is like a crystal. Maybe every relationship is like sacred geometry. Maybe every heartbreak has another facet that we simply haven't turned towards yet. And I love this because it takes me out of certainty and puts me back into curiosity. It's really hard for me because I know I can get stuck. I can wheel in my own head. I can ruminate on old stories. I can sit with, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? Does it matter? I have a hard time being. That energy can be very rigid. So what I'm being reminded of today is curiosity breathes. How can I just get a little bit more curious? And one of the reasons I love mysticism so much is that it doesn't ask us to know. It asks us to wonder, to become spacious enough to hold the paradox. I'm recording this right now and I'm like, I should have done this morning because this would have set my whole day up better. Ay. Spiritual shit show coming at you live. I am learning right along with you. All right. The truth has 144 faces. Staying curious. In this, we can understand that two things can be true at the same time. Something can completely break your heart and become the doorway that changes your life. You can miss someone and know they're exactly where they're supposed to be. You can be grieving and grateful. You can be scared and deeply trusting. Both can exist. And maybe all 144 faces exist simultaneously. And then this makes me question, is it duality or is it just we haven't learned about 144 faces? That there's more in this. It's infinite. We're learning how to be infinite quantum light beings. And we're so used to looking at this and that, looking at ourselves or life or circumstances as it's this or that. It's dual. But what if it's not dual? What if anytime we pivot and look at it from a different angle and we stay curious, we are able to see that every story, every possibility, there's 144 faces. This is helping me to look at my own story. In these podcasts, I've said so many times, in the moment, I lost everything. And I've been in my spiritual shit show for 10 years. And that is true. I lost the studio. I lost relationships. I lost identity. I lost certainty. I lost my income. I lost friend groups. I lost purpose. I lost so much. And I found intuition. I found embodiment. I found women who remind me who I am. I found this microphone. I found you. And now I want to pivot and stay curious. And what else is there? What else is there? And really, when people come to me for soul sessions and ask, what do the guides say? I want to really be careful with that, because one of the most profound experiences I ever had in meditation was when the guides came in very strongly and said, "You're using us too much." And I was like, okay. They're like, "You're not trusting yourself. You're leaning on us too much. And just so you know, we are the guides. We are guiding you, but you are the authority." And that changed a lot for me, because guidance isn't destiny. It's perspective. It's another face. So when I channel, I don't believe I'm handing someone absolute truth. I believe I'm offering another angle of the crystal, another turn of the kaleidoscope, another possibility they may not have considered. Because ultimately, you choose. You are the authority. We are co-creating our lives. The guides don't outrank your soul. I need to hear that for myself. The guides do not outrank your soul. Your intuition isn't meant to replace your sovereignty. It's meant to support it. And that statement is really empowering. And look, we're kind of flipping another face of this crystal. How often am I really standing in my own power and truth and sovereignty and love and curiosity? Turning the crystal on yourself. I think sometimes, and definitely me, I know this, I'm always looking for certainty. I want to know what it feels like to embody certainty and expansion and joy and love. And at the same time, I want somebody to tell me how it's turning out, because sometimes I am really tired of doing it by myself, or what I call energetic fishing, just fishing and hoping something catches. And so as I record this podcast, and the truth has 144 faces, I am being reminded to stay curious, to remember the power of expansion, to look at the things that are frustrating to me or that feel so annoying. Can I look at it from a different face? Can I remind myself that whenever I'm hurt or triggered, this is only one face? And then can I breathe into that and notice that whatever I'm looking at or scared about or anxious about or annoyed about, this is only one face. And I have the power to turn it and see it from a different angle. And hopefully the different angle is one with way more clarity, way more love. And can I stay open? The truth has 144 faces. I love it because, again, it's the reminder that there is always a wider perspective. And I think this changes the way we relate to one another too, Because if the truth has 144 faces, then maybe your opinion isn't wrong and maybe mine isn't either. Maybe we're standing on opposite sides of the sculpture, just looking at it differently, trying to describe what we see. And maybe compassion is simply remembering that not everybody is looking through the same window. Not everybody has lived your story. Not everybody is standing where you're standing. So before we judge, and for me, I will say judgment is a huge thing I am working on. And then here's the reminder, turn the crystal. And before I defend and feel rigid inside and want to be right, turn the crystal. And before we decide to tell ourselves the harder story, the one that still holds the pain and the frustration and the confusion, turn the crystal. And maybe this is what awakening actually is. Not collecting more answers, but becoming willing to look again. So here's our practice. The next time we catch ourselves saying, this means, or I want answers, or what should I do? I want us to pause and place one hand on your heart and take a really deep, slow breath and ask yourself, what might the 143rd face look like? Can I look at this from a different angle? And then again, and then again, and then again. Not because we're trying to invalidate the pain, but because we are allowing room for something bigger than the current story to be shown. Maybe your heartbreak is also the beginning. Maybe your failure is also a doorway. Maybe your detour is also divine. Maybe your villain is also your teacher. Maybe your fear is also pointing towards your deepest desire. And maybe that's enough. I don't think the goal is to find the one true face. I think the goal is to keep turning the crystal, and that's the gift. To keep spiraling inward, upward, to keep asking better questions, to keep choosing love over certainty, to keep remembering that the highest perspective isn't usually the loudest one. It's the one with the most compassion, the one with the most spaciousness, the one that says, there's probably more here than I can currently see. And can I surrender and rest and land in that? Hand on heart. And maybe we're not going to have it all figured out. And that's the beauty of being multi-dimensional, living in a world of infinite quantum possibilities. And the magic and the gift is knowing that we are holding the crystal, that we are the crystal. And can we see our own 144 faces? All of the angles, all of the love, all of the sides that make us who we are. Feels like a big concept to kind of land. So we'll stop for now, and I'll see you next week.